Three, two, one.
Me and Meech back at you. We talking some NBA hoops this episode. Meech, how you doing, my man?
Bad. Doing real bad.
Doing real bad. Celtics suck. Episode 25 of the Meech and Koi podcast. We're back at you. And Meech is here once again. It seems like we have this conversation every basketball episode. Meech, talk about your disappointment in the Celtics so far in this last week of the season.
That's a simple, I think, 5-word sentence. The Celtics got blown out by the Bulls.
That's a lot more than 5 words, but
Hold on. Two Celtics, 3 got, 4 blown, 5 out. All right, so 7-word sentence.
no, still more than 7.
8.
Yeah, anyways, that was like that Charles Barkley thing. When he's like, 2 words, Steve Nash and Chris Paul. Currently, the Celtics are the 7th seed and in the play-in tournament, followed by the Hornets at the 8th seed. And they're only 1 game behind Miami, 2 games behind the Hawks and the Knicks. But right now, the Celtics are in a weird position, having a weird year for them. And what do you think the end of the season looks like for them?
First round exit.
First round exit? So past the play-in, they're going to win the play-in game.
They better. I mean, honestly, nothing would surprise me at this point.
So if the season ended today, Celtics won their play-in game, they'd be playing the 2-seeded Bucks.
Yeah, and we lose.
I think you lose too easily because
I feel like we could win, but just for the way the season's been going, I think we just lose.
yeah, I think there's no way in hell you guys win it. This isn't the Bucks from last year. They got Drew Holiday running the show over there.
That's
Running
kind
the
of crazy.
guard.
Like that. Who do you think is more valuable? I mean, obviously Giannis, but I'm saying like who do you think is gonna be more valuable like in the playoffs? Like Giannis is his scoring or Drew Holiday's leadership?
Giannis, don't even ask that question again. Drew Holiday did don't ask that question again. Giannis is arguably the MVP again this year. We're going to talk about that later.
Arguably.
But Giannis isn't in the MVP discussion because he won it the last 2 years. Yes, he does.
No,
We'll talk about it in a minute. He deserves to be in the MVP
Big
discussion.
Jokic.
He is the MVP, but there's this thing called a discussion where more than one person is in the MVP discussion every year.
Okay, all right. I thought you were saying that like that.
As in, there's 3 people that could be in the MVP discussion every year. It boils down to 3.
Who do you think is the third person if Giannis is like the other guy?
It's Embiid, obviously.
Yeah,
Giannis could be the third guy, or Chris Paul could be the third guy.
I still think LeBron should be considered third because of.
No, he missed way too much time. Back to the standings, in my opinion. We're talking about the Eastern Conference standings. Only 1 game behind Miami. Miami's the 6th seed right now. And I think Boston has a chance to get out of that play-in tournament. We have
a really easy schedule coming up. So if we don't screw up and the Knicks keep losing, or the Hawks decide to lose.
I think that you guys definitely aren't going to be a 4 or 5 seed. I think best case scenario, you're out of the play-in tournament and you're 6, looking to play because up top out east, I think Philly's got the 1 seed secure. They're up 3 games on the Bucks and the Nets, who are tied for the 2 and 3 seed, but Milwaukee has the advantage because they beat the Nets more times in the regular season.
Yeah.
So right now, it looks like if the season ended today and the play-in tournament went correctly, the teams won correctly in standing, Sixers, Hornets, Bucks, Celtics, Nets, Heat, Knicks, Hawks.
That Sixers-Hornets series is going to be fun.
Yeah, and I think it's going to be easily Sixers in 4 or 5.
I think the Hornets will put up a good fight.
I think without Hayward, they're fun in the regular season. They're a fun team, but when it comes down to it, they have no playoff experience on that team.
Yeah, they got Scary Terry.
Like I said, they have no playoff experience on that team.
He went to the Eastern Conference Finals, and he was a big part of that Celtics team.
Yeah,
he was like our leading scorer.
So you have one player, bench point guard from a Celtics Eastern Conference Final team.
He was our starting point guard.
No, Kyrie was the starting point guard on that team. He was a bench point guard all year long until the playoffs.
But during the playoffs, he caught fire.
Okay, so you have a bench point guard from a team that didn't do anything in the playoffs as your best playoff experience player on a team.
We went to the
going against
finals.
a team with Simmons, Embiid, all guys that have won playoff games before, big games before, multiple guys who have been there in the playoffs before. Coached by Doc Rivers, a championship coach. I think that's easy money. That's who they want in the first round.
The Sixers are obviously going to win, but I don't think the Hornets are going to go down in 4 or 5. I think they'll go.
Who's answering Embiid over there?
No one.
Because we know that Ben Simmons can check. Ben Simmons can check anybody on Charlotte.
Why are you hollering?
Because you're talking the blasphemy. Ben
Bro.
Simmons will clamp anybody 1 through 5 on the
I'm a known
Hornets.
Sixers hater, and you know that.
Yes, I know. You're also a known blasphemy talker. I think I think that's an easy one. I'll say if that happens, Sixers taking care of that easily because nobody's messing with Embiid. Cody Zeller.
Yeah. Yup.
Cody
My
Zeller
guy.
might not even be the backup on Philly. That's how good of a center he is.
My guy Cody
Big
Zeller.
Mac Biombo.
His name's Bismack.
Big Mac Biombo. He's gonna
Bismack.
be eating on the sidelines.
Bismack, he gonna hand Embiid the business.
Yeah, so I think that's easily. I think the most intriguing series would be Hawks Knicks. Two teams with
Oh, yeah.
very little playoff experience, 4-5 matchup, middle of the pack. No matter which team gets out of it, I think they're getting bounced round 2 easily.
I think Knicks are gonna take that series.
If it happens, you'd go with the Knicks.
Oh yeah.
I think the Knicks are going to be tough for anybody to beat round 1, but I don't see them getting out of round 1. But if they do get out of round 1, the Hawks are the team that they want in round 1, I believe.
Yeah.
A team with no playoff experience. I think Boston takes care of the Knicks in round 1 if they get them.
Me too.
I think Boston is able
Unfortunately.
to. Miami's able to. Nets, Bucks, Sixers, they're all able to take care of the Knicks. Did you just say, unfortunately, the Celtics would be able to take care of the Knicks?
Yeah, because it.
So you would want to see the Knicks go farther than the Celtics this playoffs?
Yeah, because I feel like the Knicks deserve it more.
Okay, so that's Boston fans. This is who you have representing you on this podcast.
Yeah. Yup.
This man who wants the Knicks to go farther than you.
And I'm pretty sure Celtics fans will agree that that this team does not deserve to go to the finals this year because we're just gonna lose anyway. Because we're just a big ball of disappointment right now.
A big ball of disappointment right now. I
Like-
agree. Teams
like
like
the-
the Pacers and Wizards are looking in.
Yeah.
If they get into play-in
I feel like
tournament
the
range.
Wizards could make the play-in tournament. They could win.
Could win the play-in tournament? Yeah, of course. When you have Bradley Beal and Russell Westbrook in your backcourt, you can win any game, no matter who you're going against.
Scorching hot right now.
Those are two guys that you don't want to see in a. Obviously, the Celtics and the Hornets get the advantage. They have to win one game when the other teams have to win two.
Yeah.
But I feel like you do not want to go against. If you have Bradley Beal on a hot streak, he's probably a top 2 guy in this league, I would say, that you don't want hot after Steph Curry.
Yeah, facts.
On a hot week, because he'll just be hitting threes all week long.
And when Brody's hitting threes,
When does that ever happen, Meech?
I'm saying like he's been hitting them. He's been hitting them recently.
I'd say no. I'd say he's been taking smarter shots recently. He's had 4 straight triple doubles, 2 triple doubles in a row, scoring 13 and 12 points.
But his shot selection is way better.
His shot selection is better, yes.
Yeah.
But hitting threes, I don't know, man. That might be talking about.
I'm not saying he's gonna be shooting them like Steph, but I'm just saying that he might take a couple.
I don't know if he'll be shooting them like Shaq out there,
If
bro.
he's
I don't know. We
open.
see Westbrook in the 3-point land every single playoffs. You remember
Yeah.
last year? They
But
were
he- but
getting
he- but
pieced
he-
by 25 against the Lakers, and he was calling for a double for him.
yeah, but I'm saying like he was but he was like just taking them willy nilly. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
and I mean, he does change every regular season, but it's the Paul George thing. Every year in the playoff, we see the same. We see a change every single year, and we just want to think that they are changed men. Westbrook, PG, every single year, we think that they're going to be different in the playoffs, but every year, the same thing always comes back to them. Am I wrong?
I feel so bad for Westbrook because like he does it to himself. It's like it's like yeah, like I don't even know what it's like, but it's like watching a train wreck every time. But like the conductor is like doing it on purpose. You know what I mean? Like
Right.
like I don't know. Like I feel like if you just accept that like I'm just gonna pass the ball, just get a 20 and 10 game. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but at that, sometimes it's like when you look at Westbrook, he can't get the 20 and 10 game because that roster outside of Beal is so garbage.
Yeah. Rui. I mean, they got Rui. Not bad.
Yeah, not bad, but not good.
Yeah. I guess
It's
so.
really just Westbrook and Beal out there hooping their hearts out, just trying to get dubs for them every
I know, right?
game.
I mean, at least they're actually winning. You know, remember earlier on in the season, like when
Yeah, it was hard for them to get started.
when Beal was like dropping 50 pieces and they're just losing.
Yeah, they definitely have gotten a lot better. And teams like the Bulls tried to make moves to get to the play-in tournament range. Currently, they're sitting at 39 losses,
I'm surprised
28
they're
wins.
not better than they are after they got Vooch.
Yeah, I feel like it's kind of hard to bring in an all-star center into your team mid-season, and just especially a Euro player who might not really fit the culture of that
Yeah.
Bulls locker room coming
And
from.
I feel like Tice. I've heard more about Tice than I heard Vooch in Chicago.
Yeah, well, that's also because you're a Boston fan. You're also hearing about
true, yeah.
all these
I
people
mean, but
talking about.
he's had some killer games though. He had like a 25 and 15 game. Like, come on, that's not bad.
That's not bad, but it is Tice, bro.
Yeah, it's
He
Tice
will
cream.
pop off every once in a while,
Tice
but then he
cream and
will.
cake. Yeah, that's.
But then Tice will have those games where he goes 0-0, 3 rebounds for you.
Oh yeah.
He'll definitely throw those in for you. But the Bulls Raptors are a team that really disappointed a lot of people this year. 27-40, currently the 12 seed.
So now, do you think that's more Nick Nurse's fault, or do you think that's like just a roster issue?
Absolutely not. I think the problem in Toronto is what we all knew all along. Kyle Lowry and Pascal Siakam aren't that dude.
Yeah, Pascal.
They clearly are not that dude because they cannot win without their head honcho over there. If it's not DeMar, they're not doing anything. Once Kawhi left, okay, you have a pretty good roster. You make the playoffs, but then you kind of start learning that Siakam is just going to drive to the basket, do a spin move, pull up jumper every single time. And Lowry is getting older in age, but he's more of a general. He's a 2 or a 3 on the team. He needs somebody a lot better than him to control that offense.
He's like Chris Paul light.
Right.
With a bigger butt.
All right. What do you think is the problem with the Raptors this season at the 12 seed in the East?
I agree with you. There's nothing more to it. Just Pascal Siakam needs to step his game up.
He's not built to be a number one.
I mean, I feel like he could be. He could turn into one, but right now, no.
I don't think his play style fits anywhere near number one. I think on that team, that one with Toronto, they had a lot of number 3 players on that team outside of Kawhi.
Yeah.
They had Kawhi, and then they had Lowry, who I don't think is a true number 2 or a number 1. I think he's more of a 2 or a 3 on a championship team. Siakam, a 2 or a 3. And they had Marc Gasol back then, who was a 2 or a 3 on a championship team who could defend pretty much all the big men that whole playoff series.
He's putting up a stinker season on your guys, for you guys.
Right. Well, he's just not getting the minutes, really. We're disrespecting him. Getting out west, another team out in the play-in tournament. Golden State Lakers, the 7-8 seed right now. Lakers currently 37-30. And the team looking at them in the play-in tournament would be the 33-33 Grizzlies. So they have a 4-game lead right now. And only 1 game behind the Trailblazers, 2 games behind the Mavericks. But it looks like the top 4 seeds out west are pretty secured with the Jazz at 1, Suns at 2. Those 2 might flip-flop. And Clippers Nuggets at 3 and 4. Those also might flip-flop.
So if LeBron and AD are healthy during the play-in, I think you guys win. Right? But if something happens and someone has to miss a game, I feel like you guys can be taken out.
Okay, I think that we will not because they have to beat us twice. They're gonna have to try to come beat a healthy Bron and AD twice.
But I'm saying, like, if one of those guys, like, let's say, like,
bro. If somebody walks into the stadium with an AK-47 and shoots Anthony Davis in the toe, then yeah,
just in the toe.
Yeah,
it's like boom, gotcha.
I mean, you could say ifs, but I think LeBron is out right now for non-injury reasons.
I thought he was saying that he was like that he was like still like not 100%.
No, Coach Vogel said that LeBron's not at the games, but he's ready to play. He hasn't been at the games, but he is ready to play, so he's out for personal reasons. And Anthony Davis had back spasms against the Clippers, but he came back last night, dropped a...
You ever see that video of Mike Tyson? He's like, my back is broken.
Yeah.
Spinal.
So Anthony Davis missed some time 2 days ago, but they came back, lost to Portland. And Portland is at the 6th seed, Lakers at the 7th seed. And I think they're going to both be healthy by the time the games start. They're both healthy right now. And all that we're really missing is Schroeder, who's been out with health and safety protocols, but he'll be back by then. So
how long do you think Dennis Schroeder is going to keep that yellow thing in his hair?
He's had it since he was a rookie, so probably until he dies. It's something that I think is a cultural thing. Capella has it
really?
too. Capella has it too. They're both Germans.
Is it like cultural or is it like
I don't know.
fashion?
I don't know. But which team would knock them out?
Look, Capella's German?
Yes, they both play for the German team. I don't see a beat-up Grizzlies team or a beat-up Spurs team knocking out a Lakers team right now.
I don't know, Jakob Poeltl. I feel like Jakob Poeltl could bring the heat.
Yeah, both our bigs are eating against Jakob Poeltl. Trez, AD, Drummond. But if a team would do it, I think it's the Grizzlies. They're just young, hungry, fast, but I don't know, having that experience, having LeBron.
Well, I feel like Jonas Valanciunas would serve a nice challenge for AD. Challenge, not beat him, but I'm saying like
Jokic wasn't a challenge for AD last playoffs. So
yeah, but
Jokic
isn't so tough and tumble. You know what I mean?
And Valanciunas is? He would be banging out with Valanciunas. That's why we got real bigs out there. That's why we got Trez and Drummond. AD doesn't bang out with the centers. He's a power forward.
I mean,
he'd be banging out with Jaren Jackson Jr., those type of guys.
Okay, all right. But I mean, he might have to in the playoffs.
Yeah, a couple plays here and there, but that's not what our offense is designed about. AD is more of a get the ball at the top of the key kind of guy. He's not really a grinder. He's not a Embiid or I won't even say Jokic. He's not like an Embiid, Cat Towns type of guy, down banging on the boards.
Okay.
But he is there defensively, and I don't think Valanciunas wants to smoke from AD defensively.
No.
He'd rather have Trez's little body on him down
Yeah,
there.
but AD will he'll meet AD at the rim if he tries to like go dunk it. You know what I mean?
Valanciunas?
Yeah,
He'll meet him, but he'll get dunked on.
maybe
When has Valanciunas ever been known as for being a good defender?
this season.
When?
This season.
What has he done to
I don't
prove to you
know.
that he's a good defender?
He has a good plus minus.
What does that have to do with defending? He's on a team that's currently 33 and 33.
Yeah, it's not bad. In a stacked West.
And a stacked West. If you want to say stacked West, they were in the playoff tournament last year, in the playoffs, and they lost at the end of the year. Similar thing this year. They're kind of not looking like they're going to improve anywhere from last year. The Grizzlies, they're going as far as Jaw takes them, in my opinion.
Facts. I think they need a new coach.
Really, you think so?
Yeah, they need like a Thibs. You know what I mean? Like someone who can like really like install a culture. You know?
Right. Okay, that's fair enough. Yeah, they do need a culture over there. Since the grit and grind era of Marc Gasol, Zach Randolph, Mike Conley back
I feel
then.
like Tony Allen should come and coach them.
Yeah, no, I don't think so because he has no coaching experience. But neither did Steve Nash, I guess.
Exactly.
But the Grizzlies aren't Kyrie, James Harden, Kevin Durant. You need to throw a real coach over there. I think a lot of people could go over and coach Brooklyn right now. Kyrie even said that they don't need a coach.
I could go coach Brooklyn.
We'll see. We're about to have Meech take over as my GM on NBA 2K. See how long he lasts before the Nets are dumpster fire.
I mean, I think I could do a pretty good job.
Yeah, you think you could go
I
coach
do
that
it.
group?
I'm a decent fantasy manager.
Yeah, we'll see. Meech, one day when Meech is an NBA head coach, we'll see how he's doing. But right now, I take Tony Allen over you to be a head coach. Fair enough.
Exactly. That's my point.
But that's not too much to argue, man. I feel like they could offer Tim Duncan a head coach role over there.
Oh, true. Yeah, I'd like to see that.
But I don't know if Tim Duncan would leave the Spurs. But I
Does
think
he still have like that weird like
I don't know. I'm not too
hair?
into Tim Duncan's dreads hair and stuff like that. But I think there's a lot of coaching trees that could get torn off and peeled off
I think
right
Becky
now.
Hammond should go over there.
Yeah, I think she's in line for the Spurs, and I think Pop's ending in the Spurs system soon.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
They don't really have anything for him to look forward to the rest of his career. No real contending. Young pieces. I guess you're talking about Keldon Johnson, DeJounte Murray, what you're building around, but that's not championship contenders out west for a while.
Terry Stotts is going to stay coach of the Blazers?
I think he's on the hot seat, but I don't think it's his fault, honestly, when we're talking about Portland. I think Portland has a roster that's never going to bring you to a finals and never win you a finals. They revolve around Dame and CJ and how far they bring you. Two undersized guards that don't play defense.
Either CJ or Terry are out of there this season.
Yeah, I agree. One of them has to be out. But I think at this point, it's time to blow it up. I don't think you're going to win a championship with Dame. Granted, Dame's giving you so much time over there, but it's time to do what's best for the franchise, what's best for Dame.
Yeah.
And I say go try to get some draft picks, some young capital for him. Send him to a contender.
I want Dame on the Knicks.
Dame on the Knicks, that'd be the perfect place for him to go. Big market, a lot of draft capital, a lot of young players that you can get in return. Just throwing something out there right now. If you were the Trailblazers and you got a call from Tom Thibodeau and everybody running the Knicks, they offer you RJ Barrett, 2 firsts, Kevin Knotts, Frankie Nicotine. Are you taking it?
Frankie Nicotine. I'd rather have Isaiah Quigley.
And okay, so you throw Quickly in the deal too, and even Obi Toppin. You give out pretty much all the young pieces except.
I think you got to keep Obi.
But what has he shown to you this year? Nothing.
That he can get injured.
That he can give Julius Randle his water.
Yeah.
I think if you're Portland and you get called up, you give us Dame. We give you our pick this year, our pick next year. RJ, Obi Toppin, Frankie Smokes.
Frankie Smokes.
And I don't really know who's saying no to that. You get Portland, few 4 or 5 pieces, young pieces to rebuild. Isaiah Quickly, like you said.
Yeah, so I'm at least So I need at least the combination of Frankie Menthols, Isaiah Quigley, and Obi Toppin.
I think RJ Barrett has to be in there at least to get Dame Lillard.
I don't know. I think the Knicks should try as hard as they can.
He's the minimum what you want. He's probably, other than Julius Randle, RJ Barrett's the second highest value piece on that roster, I think.
True. They got a lot of picks though, right?
They do have a lot of picks. They have Dallas's pick this year, which obviously they're going to be in the playoffs, not
Yeah.
too much. But I think the Knicks could make an interesting package to go after Dame Lillard.
Yeah, I think so. I think they have the best chance of getting him. It's a big market team. Um, I feel like they play with the intensity that Dame exudes. You know.
Right, yeah. And I think that'd be the perfect guy. Bring in Dame, a veteran, a hungry, a baller.
Playoff experienced.
He's just going to bring like that grit and grind, kind of like what Jimmy Butler brought to the Heat. To
Yeah,
those Knick
exactly.
guys, kind of teach them what it's like to be a dog out here in this
Mhm.
league. Teach him to win. And I'm sure that he'll be willing to work hard under Thibodeau.
And having Julius Randle, giving Julius Randle that outlet to to pass to it in the post.
Yeah,
Where he knows that it'll turn into a bucket. Like Julius Randle be dropping triple doubles
oh yeah,
here and there everywhere.
right.
It'll be triple double mania in New York and in MSG with Dame there. You know.
Right, and he could be the true number one because I don't think Randall is the true Batman. I think he's gonna be the Robin. If
Oh.
they win a champ, I don't think there's any way that
I don't think
Julius
you can- I
Randle's
don't
ever
think-
gonna be the best player in a championship contender.
I don't think you can call Julius Randle a Robin. I feel
Why?
like
What has he ever proven to you to be a Batman?
No, I'm not saying a Batman. I'm saying maybe like a Nightwing, or like a.
Get
you know-
out of it. You know what I mean, bro. He's Nightwing is Robin. So, anyways, he's
Nightwing
Batman's
was
sidekick.
Robin.
Anyways, so I think
So
he's
he's a
never going to
partner.
be true enough to be a true leader on a championship team, never mind a team that makes it into a second round, third round playoff series. I think they need a true alpha over there.
You got
'Cause
your
this
legs
is-
crossed like that.
I think they need a true alpha over in New York, and I think Damian Lillard's that guy that's going to really do it for Julius Randle and Tom Thibodeau.
Colby looks like all he needs right now is like a corncob pipe and a bathrobe.
And out west, the Lakers continue to struggle. The Clippers, top 3 seed. Nets, Clippers is what a lot of people are projecting to be the finals to be.
Yep.
At this point, with a week left in the finals, what are you projecting it to be?
Nets Clippers.
Nets, Clippers? Okay. Okay, I'm going Lakers, Philly in the finals this year. Defense proves it, baby. That's just what I think. I think at the end of the day, defense is what it all boils down to.
I think my secondary pick, if something happens, I'm saying I can see a Milwaukee Suns finals happening this year.
Right. I feel bad for whoever is the 1 or 2 seed out west.
Oh yeah, that's
We feel bad for you because you're either getting a hot Steph Curry in round 1 or LeBron James and Anthony Davis.
True. Yeah. Do you think Clay could come back?
No, I think Clay's time this year is done. The Warriors did make a kind of like that post hinting towards a big return, but it wasn't Clay. It was just Clay's championship ring up for sale.
Oh, what? He's
was like-
selling his championship ring?
No, it was like replicas.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, so I think no matter what, Phoenix, and I think when the Lakers win the play-in tournament,
When the Lakers win, okay.
and then when we stomp roll Phoenix or Utah in round 1, you know what everybody's gonna say? Oh, it's LeBron's cakewalk. He's going against Utah or Phoenix, teams that never do anything in the finals. The Suns team that's never done anything in the finals before. Devin Booker, a player who's never won a playoff game before. Chris Paul, a player who's never been to the finals. That's not a real playoff team. And we're going to smoke them quickly. 5-6 games. Utah, I give them 6. But they've never really proven anything in the playoffs either. So that's going to be the biggest talking point when the Lakers win in the first 2 rounds until we got to prove it against the real contender in the conference finals.
Well, I think won't you guys meet a real contender in the I think you guys will beat you guys will meet Denver in the second round, right?
Yeah, if we move on to round 2.
Yeah.
It would be
that'll
like
be
a
the series.
Denver. Right. And I think honestly if Denver can even move on, cuz without Jamal Murray, he's obviously was their engine in the playoffs last year.
I'm blanking on this guy's name, but Campazzo.
Okay, Campazzo, he's
nice.
a veteran. He's a floor
He's
general,
nice.
but he's nothing compared to Jamal Murray.
No, yeah, you're right. But he's someone who can play a similar role but just without the immense
but-
scoring.
Yeah,
You know
so
what I mean?
yeah, so that's taken out pretty much the main part of Jamal Murray's game. He's a scorer first.
Yeah, no, but
He brought 50-point games every.
Yes.
Campazzo's not going to have one 20-point game this playoff run, I'd bet.
maybe.
You want to put a friendly bet on it right now, podcast bet? Not one 20-point game out of Campazzo this playoffs?
All right, one pack of Gushers.
1 pack of Gushers right now. No Campazzo 20-pointers this playoffs. But if it was to
I'll do
end
you
right
one better.
now,
I think there's gonna be a Campazzo 20 and 10 game.
yeah,
Campazzo's gonna have a
Stay
20
off
double.
the weed. He ain't going for 20 and 10. I don't even know if he's starting at this point. You think he's gonna have 20 and 10 off the bench?
I think so.
If they get matched up in round one, they're gonna have to go up against Luka and Kristaps in round one. And I don't know if there's anybody on that team that's really gonna be able to defend Luka for a whole series.
Campazzo, what was his name? Campazzo.
Campazzo.
I keep forgetting. I keep like blanking on his name, and then like when Campazzo doesn't feel right coming out of my mouth.
Right,
like,
because you shouldn't. Because you shouldn't be talking about him right now.
No, Campazzo's nice with that. I think he's like one of the slickest playmakers in the league right now.
Right, but that doesn't mean that he's a good player.
He's like a European Rajon Rondo.
No. No, you're comparing him to good players, Mish. That's what I'm trying to tell you, bro. Campazzo gives you like a good 12 minutes a game off the bench, maybe.
I like him.
He's a meme. He's like a Caruso. He's not one of those he's not a Rondo. Don't let Meech fool you for all the people that don't watch Nuggets game out here.
He's like equivalent to like Rajon Rondo now, like today.
Nah, I'd still take Rondo 20 times. He's like a European Caruso, maybe. That's my bet. He's more of a meme than a...
I don't know. I like Campazzo.
I do like Campazzo, too. I put some respect on his name. He has blocked... There is a clip of him blocking Kobe Bryant in the European World Cup Olympics. I don't even remember the name. Sorry. But Meech is out here trying to make people think that this man is like prime Magic Johnson out here.
He looks like in some highlights. Like I'm telling you, like I think he has one of the slickest passes of the season.
He does, and I've seen him hit a game-winning 3.
Yeah, exactly.
Campazzo is nice, but Meech is trying to trick the fans out here, yo.
I don't know, and then like an MPJ he's been on a hot streak.
Right. MPJ, Aaron
Austin
Gordon.
Rivers is playing pretty well.
That's what I'm talking about. Austin Rivers, Campazzo, those guys aren't. They're what? Who's the starter over there in Denver right now? Are those two guys competing for starting minutes?
No, I think it is Campazzo.
Campazzo's out there starting since Murray's been out.
Yeah,
they're going against Dallas round 1 of the season ended today.
But I still think that's not. I think Denver wins that.
Oh, for me. It all depends on Kristaps because he's been so hit or miss all year health wise.
Yeah, but I don't know. But I feel like even like Jokic will outplay him.
Oh yeah, but then you got to deal with somebody who will arguably outplay Jokic and Luka, who can easily do it. Luka's one of those guys who can easily be the best player on the floor any given night.
I think Jokic is gonna drop 60 in the playoffs this year.
I don't think so. You want to bet another pack of gushes? Meech is out here with the Hoff takes today. He has a 20 and 10 game from Campazzo and a 60 piece from Joker this playoff.
Oh yeah.
All right. So Meech is doubling down.
But would you be surprised if the playoffs started tomorrow and be like, oh, Jokic 60 in a win?
I would be surprised.
You'd be surprised
if Joker put up a 60 piece. Yeah. You know how often those happen? Not very. 60 piece?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I'd be surprised if he threw up a 60 piece. That happens very rarely.
I think Joker is gonna end up like going down in history as like one of the best, but I don't think his career is gonna be very long.
Right, and I think it's going to be so hard to become one of the best, especially at the center position, because I think historically that's one of the most...
I think he's going to be like a Yao Ming type figure, you know what I mean?
Right,
he was ill,
when he was
when
he was here, he was one of the best.
Yeah.
Talents-wise, I know what you mean, pure talents, but I don't know, in round 1, I'd give the advantage to the Mavs, honestly, if Kristaps is healthy.
No, I'm taking my Denver boys all day.
Them Denver Nugget jeans.
Yeah.
Another interesting
Denver
matchup.
Nuggets jeans.
Another interesting matchup if the playoffs happen today in the West would be the Suns going against the Lakers. If the play-in tournament went correctly, teams won.
You know, I don't think the Suns get blown out. I don't think they get swept. I think they lose in 6.
Okay, yeah, I respect that, but I just think at the end of the day they just don't have those defenders. Well,
they got Jay Crowder.
Yeah, but you saw what Anthony Davis and LeBron did to him in the finals last year. Barbecue chicken. And Mikal Bridges, I think he's probably their best 3-and-D guy on that team.
They got Torrey Craig. It's a nice addition.
Yeah, but then on offense, Torrey Craig is practically Andre Roberson. You can leave him anywhere. He's a utility player. You can only have him out there for a couple minutes a game.
Yeah.
Blazers, Clippers, that'd be interesting. One of those teams is going to go pack into Cabo round 1.
Oh, yeah, and I think it's going to be the Blazers.
Oh yeah, man. There's just too much defense over there.
The Clippers are doing everything right this season. You know what I mean? They're not talking trash. They're not talking at all. Then you don't even hear about them anymore. You know what I mean?
Right.
I mean, obviously ESPN covers them, but they're just taking it low and slow. As long as I think Paul George is cursed, to be honest with you.
Right, and that's what I'm saying, man. Like, they look really convincing now. I'm a Paul George believer. I think you've obviously seen what he's done before with Indy. He's been able to lead a team to the conference final. He's been in MVP discussions before in OKC, but in the playoffs, it's just been happening recently. And do you think that he's different this year?
I think he like jinxes himself
And he has been jinxing. He has been talking this year too.
a little bit, not too much though.
He always finds himself getting in drama somehow though. Always talking greasy with someone on the court.
Greasy.
he always finds himself in a little bit of drama somehow. Paul George, he likes it.
I don't know.
It's just his lifestyle, man.
Kawhi's making a rap album.
Yeah, Rod Wave, Young Boy. That's what I'm talking about, man. Kawhi's too busy on his rap album.
No, but I don't know. I think Kawhi's problem is that he's too serious. You know?
Yeah, no, I don't. Yeah, when you talk about the Clippers, I think their last problem is really Kawhi. I think he goes to business every single day, and he's just ready to work, hoop, get you wins.
I don't know. I think I like Kawhi a lot. You know, I was kind of high on him last year. Now
yeah, we know.
My expectations have been lowered. You know.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, he's still obviously he's a top 3 player in the league, right? Would you say?
No, I wouldn't say.
Top 5?
Yep,
okay.
easily.
All right.
Top 3 in my opinion: Greek Freak, Embiid, LeBron.
I think Jokic is.
Jokic over.
Everybody.
Jokic over. What? No, to be the best player in the league, you have to play defense.
All right. So best on offense is Jokic.
No.
Best on offense.
Yeah.
Offensive load. And Jokic has been playing defense.
No, best offensive player in the league is easily James Harden or KD. Jokic is just in a situation where he has to carry the load. That's why he's putting up these numbers.
And he's doing it masterfully.
Yeah, but I mean, if you had a guy with James Harden rocking with teammates like that, he'd be putting up numbers like that. He's putting up numbers like that playing alongside KD and Kyrie.
Yeah. And I still think Jokic is the best player in the league right now.
He's the MVP, but I think Steph Curry's obviously a better player than him, carrying a terrible team to the playoffs right now.
I don't know. I think I'd rather take Jokic than Steph Curry on my team right now.
I don't know, because Steph Curry's proven to me before that he's a champion. Jokic has never proven anything to me before.
Jokic has proven to me that you can get drafted in a Taco Bell commercial.
That's what I'm
still
saying,
be dominant.
When you're talking top 3, I don't even know if I have Joker in the top 3. MVP, he's my MVP this year, yes. But MVP doesn't mean you're the best player in the league. It just means you're the most valuable to your team.
I mean, his numbers are out of this world.
Out of this world, but because of his situation.
But you can say that for everybody. You can say that for LeBron. You could say that for
Well, no, because LeBron has to share the ball with Anthony Davis. Jokic is the clear star with nobody.
Yeah, but you can say like, LeBron's assist numbers are so high this season because he's playing with Anthony Davis.
No, because Joker has high assist numbers too.
Yeah, but look who he's playing with. He's playing with Campazzo.
That's what I'm saying. Russell Westbrook has high assist numbers. Like, assists is different. Like, Jokic
but you
might
gotta factor it in. You gotta factor it in as a player. Like,
factor what in that Joker is the 4th seeded player right now, not even at a 1, 2, 3 seed. Historically, you have to be a top 3 seed to win it.
He's gonna be almost at a. I think he's gonna
almost,
take that,
but almost
isn't. I think he's gonna take that 3rd seed. I think he's gonna snatch that from the Clippers.
No, I doubt it, man. Especially after Murray went down.
It hasn't phased them. They keep winning.
Do they though?
They've only really lost. I think they lost against the Knicks and they lost against the Lakers.
2 playoff teams.
Yeah, but
2 good playoff teams.
That's what I'm saying,
2 teams that they're gonna have to play in the playoffs. Maybe not the Knicks, but
yeah, but they've made like as you say, barbecue chicken at everybody else.
Yeah, I guess you could say that, dude. But I mean, at the end of the day, they did the same thing last year. Last year they were the 1 seed. This year they're going. No, last year they were the 2 seed.
2 seed, yeah.
This year they're going in as a 4 seed with less defense on that team. And no Jamal Murray in the playoffs.
And they're still winning. That's why I think Joker is the best player in the league. Because Joker is single-handedly.
He's the best player in the league.
Jokic
is the best player in the league.
Yes, Jokic is taking his right hand and he's carrying this Nuggets team to a win.
That's ridiculous. Jokic is the MVP, but he is not better than Steph Curry. He is not better than Kevin Durant, Giannis, LeBron James. Arguably, Embiid's better than him because he plays both sides of the ball. And if Embiid played every single game this year, he would be the MVP. If he was healthy all the way through, his stats are better because he brings it on both sides of the ball.
Mm-hmm. I mean, Jokic has been playing pretty good defense. His steals numbers are like, I think he's averaging like 2 steals a game, and like in a handful, not a handful of blocks, but like a couple blocks.
No, man, Jokic does not bring it on the defensive end. He doesn't. He's not that guy that's gonna go banging out with
But
a bit.
he's been this season.
No, he hasn't.
You don't have to hide him on defense anymore.
You
You can put him out front and be like, yo, cover this, and then and he covers it, and he'll get a block or he'll get a steal.
No, bro. He's not going out. He's not banging out with the ADs. He's not one of those guys that you can really rely on defense. He's not a Giannis and Embiid and Anthony
Yeah, you can't.
Davis.
I don't think you can rely on him, but you can definitely send him out there and be in and just like, and you don't have to worry about him making a bad defensive.
He averages one block and he averages half a block and one steal. That's not good defensive stats.
Okay, all right, got me on that one. Touche.
Oh, never mind. Fact checking was wrong. I was looking at his 2015 stats. He averages 0.7 blocks and 1.2 steals. So yeah. So he's trash on defense. Meech is out here overhyping everything about this Denver Nugget team right now.
Well, I got my Denver Nugget jeans on.
Jokic is the MVP. But at the end of the day, it's because he's played the most games this year. If Harden played as many games as he has, as Embiid has, as LeBron, if all those guys have been healthy, they'd all be above Joker in the MVP discussion. Joker is the MVP by default this year, just for being healthy. I say he deserves it. He is the MVP, but he is the MVP by default. There's nobody really giving him competition for health reasons other than maybe Giannis. Giannis is the only other guy who's really giving him a competition this year, and Giannis is getting voter fatigue.
All I know is that NBA award nights come around. I'm going to be in my Denver Nugget jeans, wearing my Mile High blue and yellow Jokic jersey.
As a Celtics fan.
Yup. Mm-hmm.
So this is what we're hearing from this man today as a Celtics fan. He wants to see the Knicks beat the Celtics in the playoffs, and he says that he's going to be wearing all Denver Nuggets clothes.
Yes, and we already established that my team out west is the Nuggets, and my main team, like I have like, all right, so like the Celtics is my wife. I don't like her all the time, but I always come home to her. You know what I mean? But
I don't know what you mean, man. You can't be a fan of two teams, no matter how many times you try to say this to me.
But my girlfriend is the Denver Nuggets. Jokic in particular.
At the end of the day, I think you can only be a fan of one team. You can only root for one team. You can't be rooting for multiple teams.
Well, I'm doing it right now. It's possible.
And do we call you a real fan?
I don't really care, to be honest with you. I like the Nuggets and I like the Celtics. So
So yeah, I guess I would have to say Joker is clearly the MVP this year, but it's like I said, by default. Injuries happen. The other guys who are giving him competition all missed long periods of time. And he's kind of like the last man, I guess you could say. He is the most valuable player because he is the Iron Man this year. But we'll see come this playoff time, as MVP should be a full season award, and Joker will do what Joker does in the playoffs and not go anywhere this season. Without Jamal Murray, because he can't do it by himself. We saw it last year. He couldn't even do it with Jamal Murray. So you think he's going to be able to do it by himself?
He might. Anything is possible.
Yeah, I guess you could say that, but that's
Yeah,
what I'm saying. This is a sports debate show. We can't just come out here and say anything is possible. We have to have firm opinions, Meech. Is Jokic going to do anything this playoffs? Are they going to the conference finals again?
I personally don't think so, but I'm holding out hope.
All right. I respect that. So that's kind of what we're looking at last week in the playoffs. I think there's kind of some awards that are locks, like we said. We both think Jokic is winning MVP.
Who's winning Coach of the Year?
Coach of the Year, in my opinion, is one of the few picks that aren't a lock. I think the three that are locks are MVP, Sixth Man of the Year.
Who's sixth man? Jordan Clarkson, right?
Jordan Clarkson, and most improved being Julius Randle.
Yes, sir.
And I think you can argue Rookie of the Year and Coach of the Year.
Yeah.
Your Rookie of the Year? It's kind of the same thing.
I really want to say Anthony Edwards. Not even just because of the injury, because like I feel like he's just been so fun to watch. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but I think when they both, it's the same thing for me. It's the Embiid Jokic thing. Anthony Edwards has the stats and he's been there all year long. LaMelo has the stats that are arguably better, and the better team.
Who has the better post game interviews?
True. Anthony Edwards is hilarious, but
I love Anthony
Melo has arguably arguably better stats, the way better record, and his team is doing better. like going through
Yeah,
him. He's
exactly,
obviously
exactly.
running that team, but he's had the injuries. So Edwards has been there all year. So I think that's the only reason why you give it to Edwards over LaMelo.
I think it's a coin toss.
Who would you give it to?
I'd give it to Edwards just because I like him more. To be honest with you, just straight
Okay.
bias, but like,
Well, we know you are the LaMelo hater, bro.
I'm-
Go back to our draft night
yes,
special.
yeah,
We'll see.
no, I'm not disagreeing with it, but I'm just saying that like that this opinion isn't fueled by my LaMelo hate because I don't
Okay.
hate LaMelo anymore. I like LaMelo now.
Okay.
He's won me over.
All right. I respect that.
But,
Coach of the year, in your opinion?
Monty Williams.
Monty Williams? I respect that. I'm going with Quinn Snyder, the Jazz, but I
Yeah.
think it's going to be one of those guys. I
Yeah.
like Monty Williams, though, just 'cause it's a bunch of guys who have never made the playoffs before.
Exactly.
Bringing in Chris Paul.
I mean, Chris Paul could win Coach of the Year.
Are you one of those people that believes Chris Paul is top 3 in MVP this year?
I think he deserves to be.
He deserves
I don't think he is because I like again.
He's
like
not the MVP, but does he deserve to be in the top 3?
Yeah, he deserves it.
Okay, who's going to be, if the season ended today, Jokic is your main MVP, but who's coming in second and third?
Embiid, and then I think you can make a case for like Luka, Lillard, maybe even like
Giannis has to be up there.
yeah, Giannis.
Those guys, right?
Kyrie, as much as I hate him.
Yeah, I can't have anybody on the Nets there except for Harden, I think. Harden's the only one with the stats. He goes out there, triple-double every
True,
single
true.
night. He could give you 10 on rebounds or assists.
I feel like just that third spot is just like it could be occupied by anybody, just because
Right.
because it's like it's so much of a distance between 2 and 3.
True.
But I think I don't know. If anybody had to get it, I'd like to see Chris Paul.
Okay, so you think that he's definitely going to be top 3 All-NBA first team this year for Chris Paul?
Oh yeah.
I don't know if I could go there. Because you got to think guards, man. Guards, such a deep position. Is LeBron a guard? No. Is he a guard or a forward? I don't know. Either way, I think Chris Paul's had the better season. But Steph Curry, I think, is obviously All-NBA first team guard.
Yep.
And then you got to think, I'd give it to a guy like Dame Lillard or Luka over Chris Paul, but
Well, Luka's technically a forward as well, I think, right?
I think he's classified as a guard when it comes down to it in voting time.
Okay.
But I think Chris Paul is definitely going to be up there, but I think he's an All-NBA second type guy this year.
All right, yeah, I can like I wouldn't be mad if he got All NBA second because like you just said like Steph Curry had an amazing season, Luka doing Luka things.
Lillard, obviously.
Yeah, Lillard just being Lillard, but I think Lillard belongs in All NBA second.
Okay.
No matter how he slice it.
Never mind, we forgot to mention Harden's name in there.
Yeah, but he's missed so much time. Like
but when he's there,
he's gonna be third team no matter what.
Yeah, he'll make a team, I think. Most definitely. It's gonna be interesting to see how everything shapes up with such a weird season that we've had so far this year. We'll be back for you. Playoffs starting up soon. A week left. Play-in tournament. That's gonna be interesting.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Both our teams are in it currently. Lakers and Celtics. We'll have to see where they go from there. We'll be streaming back at you. Check us out on the YouTube, Spotify, everywhere. We're available all at you guys.
Peace.